I challenge you to a duel.
I'm for it.
We should be on the same team, but I got the longest
I
one.
don't feel comfortable hitting you.
We really do love each other, though, I swear.
Yes, we do.
So, welcome back, guys. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
I'm being careful when I do cool pose,
Watch
but
out. Whoa.
I know on camera it looks worse than it actually is, where it looks like I'm really close to Mom and it's like 2.5 feet away from her face.
That's right.
So,
Oh,
we're going to be
boy.
watching more Hawkeye today.
Oh, wow,
Yes, we
yes.
are.
We loved
Very good.
last week's episode. It was so funny. The LARPing was so great, and I definitely want to do that at some point because it looks like a whole lot of fun. Right?
That would be
That's
fun.
right.
Yeah, and so yeah, I like Kate, and I think her training with Hawkeye, she's going to be an excellent fighter. Right now, I mean, she already is. We saw how
Yes,
she can
that's
hold her
right,
own.
definitely.
Yes, she won many awards.
That's
I'll
right.
take off my Gandalf hat. I love this hat so much. But now they're stuck with the tracksuit mafia.
Oh, Mafia, yeah.
Those
Stuck.
guys are so comical,
They
but
are.
the leader looks pretty vicious.
I know they have this
Yes.
mysterious female leader, it looks like,
That's right.
that we don't know anything about yet, and curious what she's about, what connections she has. Yeah, and I know we were very suspicious about Jack.
Oh, yeah. I
Yes,
still am
we are,
very
and we're
suspicious.
not sure if Mom totally knows or she's just totally oblivious.
She's probably oblivious.
I'm thinking, yeah, she's a little oblivious.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
I
too.
go back and forth because I was thinking about it the last week, and I'm like, well, she seems too oblivious to it because the fact that her daughter went up to her when it sounded like she was getting threatened, and she's just like, were you getting threatened? And she was, I don't know. And she kind of just threw it up in the air. And then just allowing her daughter and her fiance to fight, you know, like the duel right there. And she's like, okay, guys, all right. And he's being all cocky back to her. And, you know, she seemed annoyed, but I don't know. I just feel like you would react differently. So I feel like she might be hiding something. So I think that would be a big twist if she is hiding.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
either
yeah.
that
I
or,
know.
you know, and she's very good at, you know, she is a, you know, she owns a security place. So, you know, a security firm. So she is very, you know, up on, like, I'm sure she looked into Jack before she started, you know, getting involved with him. Maybe not. Maybe love is blind and she doesn't know what kind of guy he is.
Or he's very
Okay.
skilled in that way where he was able to go undetected and,
Right.
That's true.
you know,
I mean,
but
because we know he pretty much killed his uncle.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's not a nice guy that we know of.
so I am really curious. A few of you guys were saying that he's a little too on the nose with being so suspicious that it would be too predictable, but we'll see. Yeah, because I do agree with that because I do think it is very predictable that he would be the bad guy. I mean, look how
Yes,
he...
with the
Right.
messes with
candy
Kate all the
and there's
time.
only just
Candy, yeah.
breadcrumbs he's doing on purpose to her.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
so it makes me even wonder more about,
It does.
I don't know, her mom,
Yeah,
you know, because
because
she could have been there.
right.
I don't know.
Right. Don't know.
The mystery.
Curiosity
Right.
that we're gonna. Hopefully, we'll find out something more.
I think-
Today.
Yes, I hope so.
We better.
Me too.
hmm And we hope that you all are having a wonderful holiday season, too.
Yes, guys.
It's flying by.
Yeah,
It always
it
does
really
every
is.
year. But we're actually spending time together this year, which is
That's
so
right.
nice. I
I
love
know.
it.
What
Yes.
a treat.
Wow.
It's so nice.
It is.
We're so
So-
thankful.
Yeah, we are very thankful. We're not looking at the thumbnail. I'm going blind over that. I'm just going to go like this blind. Don't read anything, but we're just going to go right in. Most of you have asked us not to look at thumbnails and titles. We had a fan or two say like, oh, it wasn't that. It was the description only, and that was part of it, but not just that. We had a lot of people tell us about thumbnails and titles we shouldn't read until after we watch, you know, the episode
Okay.
because... it does spoil things half the time, and yeah, so thanks guys for letting us know,
thank
and you know we grow with
you.
you guys, we learn from you guys, so
That's right.
103 with red lighting.
Then
Go. Everyone have their weapons ready.
I'll give you yours as soon as you need it. Beautiful.
to jump between two worlds.
Ready?
He's like, I can take her in a second.
Yeah.
He's gonna be surprised. And here
Yes,
it
that's her.
goes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was pretty incredible. That's why that was actually Hawkeye at the time.
Oh no.
Oh,
Try again.
oh that's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, blood on her face.
KB Toys.
Okay.
A brony.
Okay.
Until you decided to crash through the skylight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Imagine Dragons tickets for my girlfriend as like early Christmas gift. Right?
Apologies.
Why is he talking to her like that?
Where's my
Apologize for
I need a pen.
God. See?
Maybe I rip out your throat.
He looks like a young Jon Snow.
Yeah, he does.
More cookie, please. Thank you.
He doesn't know a lot.
She's not Ronan. Look at her. She's 9.
She's 9.
Because he's dead. I was there.
You're lying.
It wasn't her.
No.
What are you doing? Let's wait for my signal.
How did you do that?
How'd you do that?
How did you do that, Clint?
Come out and play.
Oh, throw a stuffed animal.
Okay. Okay. Oh my God.
Oh, because they were like,
Oh.
My
I was
God.
hearing it. Just gonna step on it.
Oh boy.
Hey, 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 hey! You're not going anywhere.
Guy's so
Oh my
skilled.
God.
Oh my God. It's so amazing. I love it.
Man.
God. That is great.
I was doing fine.
Okay.
That was awesome.
We're not smashing a 72 Challenger. Come on.
Respect.
That's right.
I'm not hearing you. You drive, okay?
Crap.
Okay. Smile, you're moving. No one got hit. He's gonna take them all out
Look,
as
it's
he's
so
driving.
Look, we have everyone else paying attention.
They're not regular arrows.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
goodness.
Does a job.
Yeah.
Backwards still is.
Bye. The sound effects. No, not the trees.
Oh no!
Trees.
I'll take them all.
She can really hold on to that car just sitting there.
Yeah, right?
I just got my notepad.
That's right.
No.
There goes the charger.
Yeah.
Traffic.
Oh.
Not in the water. Okay.
Wow.
And now there's civilians involved.
Take out that
Right.
truck. Aim high. Bring the arrow down on him.
Teamwork.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Follow me.
Oh my God.
No one looks at him.
No one's scared. We gotta walk the dog.
Not wrong.
I'm gonna lie, I wasn't sure how I'm doing.
I should walk the dog. What do you think?
God.
Hey, babe. Daniel? Nathaniel? What are you doing, buddy? Is everything okay? Where's Mama?
Oh, God, he's so dead.
Yeah, we'll be in time for our ugly Christmas sweater party. You ready for that?
Oh. Like he knows and he's busy.
I'm gonna be there, buddy. love you more. Billy?
Oh, so hard.
Trust her problem.
Just getting used to this place, you know?
Yeah, well, now it's compromised.
It's true.
Block. Delete.
Morning. Is that all thanks?
Can I get some more coffee, please?
He's ignoring you. Did it on purpose.
Thank you.
He had that the whole time.
This is the moment I become who I'm supposed to be.
I remember the day I thought the same thing. Comes a lot of sacrifices. And some things you'll lose. Forever.
I've been thinking about your branding issue. You need a more recognizable costume. In purple.
Because she likes purple.
Wow, not happening.
Right? It's someone close to you, isn't it? It's your job to keep their secret.
My wife would divorce me if I put something like this on. And number 3, I'm not a role model.
You are a role model. Look.
You stuck around even though I screwed up. And now you're stuck. Not to mention the fact that my mom might be marrying a murderer.
And then there's that. All right. Look out. You have to.
Oh, I love that dog.
Cute.
Pizza dog.
He likes
look
it.
at that.
Pizza dog.
They started small, but grew. There's the guy at the top. He'll do anything to grow the operation.
Which is why you should never get involved in organized crime.
Do you think that the tracksuits were after anything else at that auction?
He was at the auction that night, and yesterday he offered me a butterscotch.
Elaborate.
Not exactly a crime.
And why we're gonna sneak into my mom's penthouse.
Wait, what?
We can get into her company's files. Bishop Security has a huge criminal database.
What a house, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful penthouse.
Many steps.
Yeah.
You sure no one's home, right?
And that very chandelier and broke my arm. So, yeah, pretty impressive family the way around.
Wow. Yeah, I'm in the wrong business. How'd you say Armand was killed?
Kazi is an employee?
It's slow limited, that sounds familiar.
You think there's something there?
Someone's here.
Maybe.
It has to be Jack, right?
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, and he's got
With
the
the sword.
sword.
That's mine.
Yeah, see?
Oh, that was
Oh my God,
No!
that's it. Whoa.
All these
My
theories.
It's too easy to get in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew someone was there
Oh,
for him
yeah.
to sneak away the other side and
Oh,
grab the
sure.
weapon.
Uh-huh.
You can always tell.
I do love the Christmas music in the series.
That's good.
Puts in the mood, right?
That's right, yeah.
Aw, love Lucky.
Okay, it's the pizza dog. That's his name.
Pizza dog. And they're really in sync with each other,
Yeah,
too.
they are, definitely.
They
Him
are.
not being able to
Yeah.
hear and thinking alike.
Especially when
Yes,
he
yeah.
lost his hearing aid.
Yeah.
All kinds of arrows.
Oh my goodness.
Such
I
an
love that.
arrow.
Yeah, so fast.
Gotta have something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Wonder if he's gonna get a purple suit.
I like the designs at the end here.
That's right, yeah.
Seems so happy.
That's right.
I see.
Nice.
I'm always looking for a cutscene. Haha, we're
Yeah.
spoiled with those.
That's right.
Yeah, so that was good. I mean, Jack, again, we only saw him for a few moments here, and we were very suspicious of him, but this is his house, and he knew someone was there that shouldn't be there. I mean, Kate can go in, but here you have Hawkeye, Clint, you have him there,
That's
and
right, yeah.
yeah, so he's suspicious, so he already knew they were there.
That's right.
So he went
That's
across on the other side of the house to grab a weapon, and not only a weapon, the weapon.
the
The
weapon.
weapon, yes.
So
Exactly.
Gosh, yeah.
it makes me think that there is a twist there as well, where maybe he is looking for Ronan for a different reason, like not just collecting the sword.
Oh, man.
Right.
I don't know,
So
maybe
valuable.
not. Maybe it was
Yeah.
just a coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she was kind of silly to go back to the house, like thinking that no one is going to be there or have surveillance on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going into
Yeah.
that penthouse just so freely and, going into the computer and having her think that, she's not going to be trailed. She's going to be trailed. Her mom owns a security firm. I mean,
I know.
That's
So
right, definitely.
she's too naive in that, and I think Clint was kind of like a little bit naive doing that too, but he's so confident and so calm that he's like, just nonchalantly asking questions and going around, and he'll get himself out of this. I'm curious to see what the conversation's going to be like between him and Jack.
I know.
If there's going to be one at all.
And if anything,
goes to fighting.
Going into that house and knowing the risks there, like Hawkeye should have stayed by the door and had Kate handle the computer part.
Right.
And like kind of interact now and again, and then go back and just guard the door and make sure it's locked. I don't know if they locked it behind them, because then we heard some movement and he swiftly went across the other side of the house. But like if he was fumbling with the lock, if it was locked again, then at least they would have had a few more moments too to be like, oh wait, someone's at the door, instead of just thinking no one's going to show up. But
yeah, and you're right. That is Jack's home, because he's gonna marry Mama. So and they're pushing her out. Like, Mom canceled her credit card, so she's punishing her. But I think it's gonna be more and more, because Jack's gonna have more of a say.
So,
I think now Mom is pretty much oblivious. Onto Jack.
There's so much mystery there. I'm sure we're going to learn more. I was kind of hoping we would learn more in this one, but it was a really fun episode, and just the bonding with Kate and Clint the whole time.
Right.
Like, that was funny, and it was perfect for them too, because of the fact that Clint couldn't hear her, and they were on the same page for the most part on what they were thinking.
That's right.
So that was important.
Especially when they, lost their, those guys, and they were in the subway, and they were like talking about the same thing. It was just like, yep, they're so
just having like conversation. They know that, or she kind of got lost in it because she forgot or something, and she was just talking aimlessly at him, and then here he's just like in deep thought, also talking, but he knows he can't hear. He's just also saying the same thing. So that was a funny moment. I mean, they fought really well together, and it shows that if they do team up like this,
the chase scene was great.
Yeah, and Maya's so skilled too.
She is. She had to, learn the hard way. She couldn't go to a school for the deaf. She had to adapt, and she did.
Yeah,
she sure did.
That is so incredible to see, and I love seeing that too, where it doesn't matter if you have a handicap. Like, you can work around that. You can find a way to be stronger, and it's just incredible with what she went through. And not only that, but she's missing a leg as well.
She is. Yeah.
She is.
And to be able to fight on top of that, it's pretty amazing. Yeah. And she's well respected. She has a lot of people following her. I mean, she has her interpreter. He seems like he's a relative, and they have a close relationship, like almost respectful between the two.
Yes.
Even though she's in charge, he pushes her and really argues and talks to her, at the same level, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
Out of
that
respect,
was
yes,
interesting.
they both respect each other too.
Yeah, they both really respect, which,
Yes.
with her making the shots, and then he's like pulling her aside and like, can we talk? And then they're arguing in front of the enemies or people tied up. For them to talk like that, I was kind of like, oh, okay, they must be equals, because if she was just a flat out leader, I don't think anyone could talk to her like that, because she seems pretty intimidating.
Yes.
But I like the intro on learning about her as this child, this innocent child who had a wonderful father, who really took care of her, understood her handicap, and was there for her the whole time. And, really taught her well on how to like challenge her to overcome any weakness. And even her talking to Clint about that and being like, that like holds you back pretty much. Like, you shouldn't have that. The hearing aid.
Exactly.
And maybe he will learn that later. I mean, it was sad seeing that he couldn't hear anything talking to his child, but that might come into play later on. Or he just needs to keep a lot of hearing aids on hand,
That's right.
I think he
or
should
we at
right
least
now.
read lips and just learn sign more. The ASL is a great tool. I mean, And he will. I think he will once this chaos goes down, you know, and it's finished with, hopefully.
One thing that's a little confusing to me is it was really sad to see Clint not being able to hear, but he only has that one hearing aid. And for him to not hear at all, I get one ear, but he should be able to hear more in the other ear.
Right. If he doesn't have a hearing aid in his right,
I know it shouldn't be that muffled. I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
You know,
unless
that's
it's
the
completely gone in his right and he only has his left. And hard of hearing.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
left.
maybe.
Maybe the right one's
that's his only
completely
ear.
out.
That could be a thing too.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed
Yeah.
that. If you guys can let us know,
Yeah.
because I'm curious about that. But I really felt bad for him, and for him to have that much trust in Kate, you know, because now, like, that's a huge problem for him because he's not used to that.
That's right, yeah.
So, you know, he trusts her to be around in that whole conversation on the phone. Like, that was really hard, and that was very sweet. And you could see Kate really cared about how Clint was feeling in that whole exchange. And
yeah, she feels bad because, you know, he's giving up. Like they were talking in the diner, and you know, talking about, you know, he doesn't have any role. He's not a role model for anyone, and he's thinking that he's, you know, not respected as far as, you know, being a great role model. And she's like, no, you're wrong. You have so much good in you, and you do so much for other people. I mean, he's a role model for her even.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She knows
You know,
that,
and
I love that she had to
has
talk
so
to him
much
about that.
contribute. Yeah.
Like, you are wonderful. Look what you did for me. You know, you sacrificed time with your family around Christmas to help me out, and now
help a
you're
stranger.
mixed into this even more, and you're
yeah.
trapped. And he never sees it that way ever. So it's just nice to see the hero qualities in him, where he's selfless that way.
He sure is.
He cares about everybody else.
That's right. And even though he doesn't have any superpowers or anything, I mean, he's a very skilled,
he sure
regular
is skilled.
guy, you know.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
very skilled.
And he's
And he's been
incredible
through a
that
lot.
way, yeah. And one thing too is, I know Ronin's in the comic books. I love how they expanded his character, because I always heard jokes in the past with Hawkeye, like, oh, he's the weakest Avenger because he just has a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And once he's out of arrows, like, he's screwed. But he's an excellent fighter, and he's awesome with the sword. He's like a samurai or something, and slash ninja, you know. He's very stealthy, and, you know, and seeing that side of him, we saw glimpses here and there in the movies and here, but like to see, we have Maya's point of view where she was, you know, very close to her father. They had a really good relationship, and he was only kind to her, it seems, that he was murdered. He was brutally murdered by Ronin. So to see that as well, like, we're seeing a different perspective, and he probably was an awful guy. Like, he was part of the mafia, and he did a lot of terrible things. He probably was a murderer too, because Ronin went after terrible murderers, right? Like, he went after bad
Right,
crime
and it's
bosses
probably
and
this
stuff.
uncle that they're speaking of, you know.
maybe,
It's probably her dad's brother
Yeah.
that they're speaking about. So, yeah, he did it for a reason. I mean, he just doesn't go off and kill people when he was running. So,
Yeah, so it just shows you different sides of each story, where you hear one side, it's like, oh, well, he was a bad guy, like, he has to go. But then, no, for this girl, like, his daughter, she really idolized him, loved him. Like, that was a wonderful father figure for her. And, yeah, so it's crazy to see that. And
right.
That's
And
right.
and her cousin or whoever the other guy was that's very close
Jon
to
Snow.
Maya.
Yeah, he does look
You
like
know,
it
he was
so
saying,
much.
you know, the crew always came first. So it's the
that's right,
crew, you know, and it's almost like a, you know, family type of mafia kind of thing. Like, you know, we have to stick together. And these tracksuit guys are just comic relief.
yeah.
Expendable guys. They're so...
I love it, and I know, like, it's kind of ridiculous, but I do love that, though, because it
it's
doesn't always have to be
fabulous.
scary, because I hate being
He's
traumatized
asking
every
her about
second.
advice
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the girlfriend. And
Yeah, because, like, I get it's a serious situation, but I think it's important and fun for me to have, like, the comedy, the humor in there, too, to kind of lighten it up a little as
Yes.
well.
Yeah,
I know it
definitely.
does't make it as realistic, but we are watching superheroes, too,
That's
you
right,
know?
that's right.
So, and I love it, don't get me wrong, but I just love that humor. So when you have
too,
that
yeah,
tracksuit,
definitely,
I love that name, mafia guy come up and start asking those kind of questions.
my
It's
God,
just
it's
perfect
funny. That
humor.
was
I
funny.
enjoy that a lot, yeah, so. You know,
and
absent.
the banter between Hawkeye and Kate. I mean, it's just so funny
so
too.
much, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, how'd you do that? How'd you get out of here? You should have told me what you were doing.
Exactly, because like we saw last time, and we were like, what? When Hawkeye was easily grabbed by this mafia group, which apparently, I mean, they're funny, but we've heard many times that they're not the greatest criminals, and so he easily got taken away by them. So it was all a ploy, so that way he can clear her name and say like, oh, she's not Ronan.
And that
she's
backfired when
it's
she
just
went
a
through
mistake.
the roof.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But I am glad they're together. It was fun seeing the upgrades of the arrows. So not
Oh,
just
the
any
arrows!
Oh
even
my
that
God.
Pin Industries or whatever
Oh
it
my
was,
God,
that
that's
one, last one that got so big.
How fun was that? Yeah, because that was perfect.
That's right.
Like Ant-Man
And
technology.
she's like, "What
Right.
kind is it?" And because he lost his hearing aid, or it was crushed. He couldn't hear her. And,
Oh, that was funny.
and she's asking which one's that.
That's
Like,
right.
which one am I using? What do I do? And
In that
That was
case,
so
it
funny.
probably was better that he couldn't hear her because I totally understand why she's rambling on about that because it's all new and I would be asking those questions too, I
Yeah.
think. But, in that moment, you have to act quick. So it was all about trust in that moment. And he couldn't hear. So he's like, just do it, point up, point
right,
up.
and he's
shoot,
just
shoot,
taking
shoot.
the ones he
Yeah.
doesn't want her to pick.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so in that
Yeah.
case,
It's
it
like,
just
oh,
worked
no,
out
this
because
is
there was
fun,
just too
this
many
is fun.
words,
Yeah.
and they would have been arguing a
Oh,
lot,
that's
and it
right.
probably
My
would have
gosh, yeah.
been, delayed by a few seconds enough to cause trouble for them. But that was very impressive. Like I like the silly ones, and then the suction cup sound. That was
That
just so
was
silly.
good.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's just like comical. Like I can't even make that noise correctly, but it was just so
Yeah.
funny. Yeah,
Oh
like it
my
was a
gosh.
very good episode, very action packed, and I see the title was Echoes. Echoes.
Oh.
So maybe multiple meanings. I mean, echoes, I'm thinking him not being able to hear.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like an
And it's
echo.
kind of, I mean, that was
Echoing.
more muffled for me.
Muffled, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Echoing.
arrows, I didn't really take it with the arrows, but my biggest thing I think of is I know there's another series coming out soon called Echo. I don't think it's called Echoes. I think it's called Echo. So I'm
Okay.
curious if maybe Maya will be Echo. I'm not sure. Or someone else will be, maybe that's a superhero name or a villain
Oh,
name.
maybe.
I'm not sure. So
All right.
we'll find out.
Oh, yes.
And I wanted to also thank you guys for always answering our questions. We love it when you guys are always so sweet to us, and we don't read the comic books, and you guys just fill us
Right.
in when we ask
No
questions. And the dog, I was saying like, oh well, maybe it's Cosmo, and you guys were telling us it's the pizza dog Lucky from the comics. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So
he's
that's
so
fun
cute.
to
I
know,
love
and I'm
him.
sure you guys are
I
excited
think
to learn
they're
that
lucky
quick.
to have him.
Yes.
Yeah, because we have like a very few amount of fans that are like so involved in the comics, and they're like, I can't believe you don't know this, and I'm like, well, we never read the comics,
right.
so that's why.
Yeah.
But we love it when you guys are respectful. Most of you
Yes.
are, and you just answer our
That's good.
questions, and it really
Thank you.
makes it fun and enjoyable for us as well.
Yeah.
But
We
good
enjoy
for you
Marvel.
for thinking that though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's a
good.
good guess though.
I mean, honestly, I think that's fun too. Like, we're guessing, and we don't know the backstory of Cosmo. We saw him in a cage at one point with the Collector, and he was released, and he was in an astronaut suit or whatever. I mean,
Yes.
I think he's intelligent because I think he was in Disney Infinity because I knew something about him, and I think that the only attachment I have, the only connection is from that game. So he had to be in that game. And it was so long ago that I played it. So anyways, like he could actually, I think, telecommute, or he could, communicate with people through his mind or something. And I know he wouldn't want to just be, I don't want to say an average dog on the streets, but, maybe he's more dog than anything else, and he just wanted a simple life. So I don't know. I just thought like, hey, it could be Cosmo. Who knows? But no, it doesn't have to be at all. So I like Lucky. He could have got injured.
Lucky, and
finds out,
she
yeah.
said pizza dog, so he smiled at that. So
That was
I'm
cute.
just gonna call him pizza dog.
Because I love animals, and I know they are intelligent. Some are, not like human intelligent,
more
but
than
they are
others.
very smart. Some are more than others. And
I
I love it when they make them even more so, where they know words that their owners say, but how this is at a different level, where pizza dog, like he just knows, like pizza,
Pizza.
okay, yeah, I like that, like
Lisa.
approving it. It's just cute.
That's
I love
right.
it.
It's cute.
I love it. You need
Yeah,
your
once you
animal
give them,
companion.
one thing, you say you want a treat or whatever,
That's
they
right, but
just
that's-
they hear that
They're holding
word and
that.
that's it, or go for a
Ooh.
ride. They know.
Yeah. I just love it because, like, I just love my animals, and
we
they're
love
just a
our
different level of smart.
animals.
Like, I think animals can
Friends.
be so smart in their own way,
Definitely.
and some of my friends try to compare them with, like, human smarts, and I'm like, well, you can't say an animal's stupid because if you're relating it to a human smarts, like, it's just a different level, and
That's
it's
right,
not
definitely.
fair to even
Yeah.
compare that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
anyways, like, I think a lot of animals are very intelligent, and
Oh,
like,
sure.
I just
They
love
can
them
sense
very
a lot
much.
of things too.
They sense a lot of stuff that we can't,
Yes.
you know,
Right.
too. So
Brilliant.
yeah, and they're very
For sure.
loyal, most of
They
them.
are, yeah, most
Yes,
of
they
them.
are.
Love them. So love your pets, hug them,
Yes.
love them.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next episode.
Oh, me
I
too.
can't
It's
either,
really
and
good.
I'm
It's really
just so
fun.
curious. Hopefully, we find out a lot more about Jack.
I know. So
Hopefully
maybe
he
it'll be
doesn't
next
do anything
episode.
like really bad to try to like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
do something really bad to Kate.
I feel like Maya, we're going to learn more about her, and her and Hawkeye are going to go against each other. This is my theory. And something else is going to take place where they're going to have to work together, and maybe Maya will be a good person later.
I hope so.
I'm hoping.
Yes.
And to end all the hate, the cycle of hate again,
right, yeah.
because here Ronan killed, bad guys, killed crime bosses and whatnot, but good father, her father, and now she wants revenge.
Yeah, and
So
I'm
instead of
sh-
killing,
Oh, no.
yeah,
Ronan.
and I think she knows what's going on. I'm sure she knows there's a lot of corrupt stuff going on with her crew, with her family. So
Oh, yeah.
for her to be oblivious in that way would be kind of silly. She seems very smart.
yeah, I think she's very
Definitely,
smart,
yeah.
but honestly, like when your father's murdered, like
Oh
that's-
yeah, your heart is that's it.
That's
You
all
just
you're
destroyed,
thinking.
the one man that believed in me all my
Oh,
life,
definitely.
and I'm gonna go after, I'm gonna avenge him. So
yeah.
she's gonna stay on Clint and find out,
So I'm hoping
more,
they
try to
can
find out
find
more.
some middle ground
Me
Yes.
too, me
after
too.
they fight it out
I
maybe
hope so, because
and become friends. That would be
yeah,
pretty
that'd be
amazing.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
We'll see.
Yeah, because I don't think she's gonna, like I say, she knows what's going on, what her family's doing, what the crew's doing. So it's not like she's gonna say, "Oh, I didn't know you killed them for that they were doing something bad. I had no idea." She knows, but hopefully, yes, they're gonna have a common ground and
Yeah, me too.
fight
yeah.
together, and
Yeah.
Kate will be in the mix. She'll be the third wheel.
Yeah.
guys.
So,
And maybe
okay,
even
that's-
more like after that, because
Yeah.
she's really holding up well and really a good team player there. And
Right.
and just to say it out loud, but Kate obviously doesn't know who Ronan really is. Like she just thinks that he's close to
Yes,
Hawkeye.
Right, definitely,
yes,
So that's
and she
interesting.
catches on quick, too. So
I think after
So
a
I
while,
think that's
she'll
why
catch
Clint
up.
is trying to be like quiet, like not try to tell her as much as
Mm-hmm.
she wants him to tell him.
Yeah.
She'll put two and two together though after a while, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and find out.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch more, guys.
too.
So
Yes.
please leave your theories below, and please, I guess no spoilers for the comics. A few of you have mentioned that you're trying to hold back and not say anything that's already revealed in the comics for this series. So I didn't know that. So thank you for saying that. We want to be pure in this and just kind of have
That's
our
right, yeah.
theories. But in the now, if we have something mixed up, if you want to clarify something for us, that's awesome. But we love you guys. Please subscribe.
That's right.
Please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm
right.
on YouTube. If you want to check out our full reactions to this, to a ton of movies and shows, you can check out our Patreon below and the
Yes.
links. And we'll see you very soon as always.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.